Okay. Awesome. So we're going to return to a sequence very similar to what we did last week and on Saturday, if you were here, which many of you were. So we'll just see how that's feeling today. So let's just be settled for a moment. You might choose to close your eyes. You might keep your eyes open, as I've said many times. And just taking a few intentional breaths and just being settled right where you are, wherever that is right now. Just noticing that there is breath, breathing in and breathing out. And as you're just noticing when you are inhaling and noticing when you are exhaling, you might also then start to feel or sense where your body is contacting the ground. And just take a moment to receive that support, to just settle down into it. As you're breathing, if you're able to breathe in and out through your nose, just breathing through the nose, breathing with sound. And really, if you're able to use that breath as a tool to just refine awareness, you just follow that breath as deeply as you can. So that doesn't mean the breath has to be deeper, but you just feel into the sound, sensation, and movement of that breath a little more deeply. It's just a way you can practice gathering and focusing your attention. And as I mentioned in the email, I think something practice point that's really resonating for me lately is just kind of sensing when things are really churned up. Just we can contact that kind of wild creative energy of aliveness, but then also bringing that quality of inner stillness and clarity to really hold it, to really be with it. And just sensing those two energies together, connected in some way, really abiding with the flow. So just if that resonates for you today while we're flowing together, you can notice it. Just noticing those moments of stillness, those moments of movement, and maybe moments where you have both. So with your next few breaths, you might just bow your head and blink your eyes open. Lift your gaze forward. And from your seated position, let's just interlace the fingers and then press the palms forward and lift the arms up. So just starting to explore how the hips can be deeply rooted. The breath can be spacious, reaching up through the arms, inhaling. And then just pressing and leaning to the right, exhaling, drawing in below the navel. Take a full breath, pressing, reaching overhead, inhaling. One more exhale, leaning to the right. And then inhale, rising back to center. Let's just do the same thing other side. So grounding through the hips, drawing in below navel, pressing, reaching overhead, and leaning to the left. As you exhale, let's take another exhalation here. And then inhale, reaching up, maybe releasing the hands. And then exhaling, just bowing forward over the legs. Really just any amount bowing forward. Maybe your forehead touches the floor, or maybe you stack your hands to support it. Just a reverent gesture for a moment, just breathing in and out, softening, being settled right here. Take another full exhalation. And then as you inhale, go ahead and lift the arms and maybe reach up and look up, breathing. And then just bring the arms down, breathing in. So we're gonna roll down onto our backs with an inhale and an exhale, just rolling onto your back. And then when you get there, Zip your legs together and reach them out onto your yoga mat. So it's like you're standing in Samastitihi, legs zipped together. And then hugging the legs together. So we're always kind of playing between the practice of grounding and expanding and then really finding the connection between those two. So hugging in with the legs, grounding through the backs of the legs, drawing in below the navel, interlace the fingers, reach the arms away from the legs. And so the more you hug in and drop down, maybe you have a little more space. Take another full breath, inhaling here. And then let's bring the right knee into the chest as you exhale and bring it actually wide to the right armpit. Just squeezing that knee in. As you squeeze the knee in, lengthen the left leg out and down onto the ground. Draw in below the navel, soften a little bit. Take another full exhale. And then inhale, reach the right leg out to meet the leg, left leg, arms reach away from the legs. One more time, other side, left knee coming in. Sinking the knee down as you lengthen the right leg. So there's this process of really stilling, clarifying, refining awareness. And simultaneously, awareness becomes more spacious, more receptive, less resistance to aliveness. Take another full exhalation. And then inhale, reach the left leg out to meet the right leg, arms reach overhead. And then exhale, bring both knees in. So the knees are going to come wide towards the armpits like happy baby, and then soles of the feet up to the ceiling. So the knees are wide towards the armpits, soles of the feet are pointing up. Reach the arms overhead or along the floor behind your head as you inhale. Bring the palms together and then exhale, lift and reach between your legs up to the ceiling. Draw the knees towards your shoulders. Inhale, lie down. So you're kind of curling the tail up on that exhale, knitting the navel down. Exhale, lift and reach. Pull the knees in, lift the tailbone up, reach with the arms. Inhale, lie down. There's also a little bit of lifting the head and shoulders on the exhalation. So it's just like we're doing a reclined bakasana here. Inhale, lie down again. Squeezing the knees to the shoulders as you exhale, lift and reach, lift the head and shoulders. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lie down. Exhale, pull the knees to the shoulders, lift and reach between the legs. Good. Inhale, lie down again. And then exhale, touch the feet to the floor. Let the arms relax for a moment. Let's bring the feet comfortably close to the sitting bones. I'm going to keep my arms resting on the floor behind my head, but if you prefer to bring them on the floor next to you, that's fine. We're going to inhale, lift the hips up. Lift the hips up into bridge pose, and then take a few deep breaths. Using the backs of your legs, see if you can find the subtle qualities of the breath, just really refining, cultivating some inner clarity, some grounding. See if you could be a little more spacious, receptive, a little sweeter as you inhale. And then lower all the way down again, exhale. We're going to lift right back up, inhale, back to bridge. Using the backs of the legs without tucking the pelvis. So you're using the backs of the legs, the glutes, knitting together pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones. One more inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Last time, inhale, lifting up. Exhale, pause. Stay here and breathe for a moment. All right, just letting the breath guide you into the present moment, whatever that feels like right now. Take one more inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Good. Let's just take the feet as wide as the yoga mat. Turn the toes away from each other. Tip the knees to the right. You might like to have your right hand on your belly, just feeling the breath with the hand, just that grounding presence of hand touching belly. Left arm reaching overhead. Take another exhale. And then inhale, come back to center. Switch your hands and switch your knees. So it's just this really familiar open twist, just creating space in the right side here. Lengthening through the pit of the knee, drawing in below the navel, reaching through the armpit, the fingertips. One more exhale. Inhale, draw back to center. And exhale, pause. Just let your knees drop together and maybe rest hands on belly or arms at your side. Good. So we're going to take a breath and stretch the legs out onto the floor and reach the arms away from the legs. Inhale here. And then exhale, we're going to lift up into Navasana. So lift up into Navasana, any version of Navasana. Legs can be straight or bent. You can touch your legs. Just find your breath. Broad chest, breathing with sound. Take an inhale. We're going to roll onto our sacrum and hover low as we exhale. Hug the legs together. You might inhale, reach the arms away from the legs. Exhale, pull back up to Navasana. Stay here and breathe. We're going to do this a few times. Hugging and lifting up. Inhale. Good. Exhale, roll back onto your sacrum. Stay here. Maybe inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, circle the arms around, lift back up. One more time, breathing Navasana. One more inhale. Exhale, lower down and hover. Maybe inhale, reach the arms, get long. Exhale, squeeze together, Navasana, fold the legs and roll forward onto your hands and knees. Maybe even downward dog for a moment. So either downward dog or tabletop or child's pose for a couple of full deep breaths. Bow the head, reach through the arms, and breathing. Let's touch the knees down if they're not already. So we're coming into tabletop. And then just feel into that energy of the midline. Feel the kind of vibration there, the heat, the aliveness. And then as you inhale, arch the back, turn the gaze up, sitting bones back and apart. And as you exhale, curl, bow, round the back, and tuck the chin. Let's repeat that again. Inhaling, arching the back, looking up. And exhaling, curling, bowing, rounding the back, tucking the chin. Again, inhaling, arching, looking up, broad chest. One more time, exhaling, curling, bowing, rounding. Good, let's come back to center. Inhale and pause right there, neutral exhale. So let's take the right leg and stretch it back, just hovering that right leg back behind you. So as you hover the leg, lift the inner thigh, press the hamstring up, and wrap the outer hip down. So you make these gestures of grounding, but then from the grounding, get a little sweeter, more spacious, not rigid in any way. Take an inhale here, and then pull the right knee to the right shoulder, squeezing it wide to the side. Inhale, reach it straight back. Exhale, pull that right knee to that right shoulder again, squeezing it high and up and in. Inhale, reach it back again. Exhale, squeeze to the right. Two more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze to the right side. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, squeeze to the right. See if you can stay here. Take an inhale, exhale, squeeze a little more. And then inhale, reach that right leg straight back. This time, knee to nose, curling in as you exhale, bow the head to the knee. Inhale, reach the leg back, and then tabletop, exhaling. Let's do the same thing, other side, left leg back. Just pause. Pause and refine. Let it be an invitation to some clarity, some inner stillness. Inhaling. Exhale, squeeze the knee to the shoulder, left knee to left shoulder. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale back. Exhale, squeezing. Inhale back. Exhale, squeezing. Last time, reaching back, inhaling. Exhale, squeezing. Stay here. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale back again. This time, knee to nose, just rounding, curling, bowing head to knee. Inhale, lengthening, reaching back. Exhale, both knees on the ground. Let's bring our forearms to the floor for forearm plank, just to keep building in the foundations, right? Sensing the capacity to cultivate a little bit of inner stillness without shutting off that quality of flow, becoming receptive to it. That vibration of aliveness, prana that's flowing. Take another full breath exhaling. And then let's roll onto the right forearm with an inhale for forearm side plank. So you can bring left hand to hip. You can reach left arm overhead. Let's take a full lengthening breath. Inhale. And then exhale, roll back to forearm plank. Other side, inhale, left side, forearm side plank. Lift the right arm, maybe reach it overhead. Using your legs, grounding into your left elbow, draw in below the navel, find a little more space. One more inhale. Exhale, come back to forearm plank. Inhale again, and then lower the hips down. Exhale for Sphinx pose. So as usual, just energize the legs, draw in below the navel, and then broaden the chest. You might choose to lift up off of your elbows. Right? Take another full breath, inhaling. And then exhale, just lower down, pause and rest. Just savoring these moments. Maybe some stillness, but also that space is filled with a vibration, that creative, dynamic energy of aliveness. It's flowing through you right here. Take another exhale. Let's rise one more time. Same thing. Forearm plank, lift up. Just right into it, breathing here. Grounding into the elbows. Can you just follow your breath and refine it? Inner thighs lifting, outer hips dropping down, broadening the chest. One more exhale. Right forearm supporting you, rolling over into forearm side plank. Lifting up, press into the elbow to lift your hips. Firm the right shoulder blade onto the back. Reach through the legs, hug them together. Take another full exhale. And then inhale, rolling all the way through forearm plank onto the left forearm, reaching the right arm up. Hugging in, grounding down, reaching overhead. Come back to the breath. Let's take another full inhale, lengthening. And then exhale, come back to forearm plank. Take another inhale. Exhale, lower the hips down. Last time, Sphinx pose, breathing in. Start with the legs drawing in below the navel and then the chest. Maybe you add the forearms or the elbows, lifting up, lengthening, maybe leaning back. Take another inhale. And then exhale, lowering all the way down. Just pause and rest. Let it be a moment to just practice abiding, receiving. Take another exhale. And from here, we're going to rise onto our hands and knees or maybe into high plank. So either way, tabletop or high plank. And then downward facing dog or maybe child's pose. Right? See what works. Wherever you are, let the head be heavy. Maybe it's touching the floor if you're in child's pose. Maybe it's just bowing down if you're in dog pose. You might be pedaling your feet. You might be shifting your hips a little bit. Just breathing. Just noticing that there is an inhale and an exhale. Let's take another full breath all the way out. From here, if you're in child's pose, rise into dog pose. We're just going to roll out to high plank on the inhale, like a wave rolling all the way out onto the tips of your toes. Exhale, squat your hips back to your heels and lift up to down dog. Inhale, roll forward again over the hands. Exhale, sit back, sink the hips back, and then lift them up. Again, inhale, rolling forward. Exhale, squatting back and lifting up, downward facing dog. From here, we're going to roll up onto the toes. So heels come up off of the floor, and then turn the toes and the knees to the right. Bend the knees, sit the hips back, and look under the right armpit. So it's a side stretch to the right. Take a full exhalation here. And then inhale, roll onto the right hand into side plank. So turning and opening up into full side plank. Left arm reaching. Take a full breath here, inhaling, and then exhale back to downward facing dog. Let's lift up onto the toes, so the heels lift up, inhaling. Turn the knees and toes to the left, sit the hips back, look under the left armpit. Take a full breath, exhaling. And then inhale, roll onto the left hand, opening up into side plank, right arm lifting, maybe reaching overhead. Take another full breath, inhale, and then exhale back to downward facing dog. Just a full breath here, heavy head, light belly, just listening for a moment. Just abiding with presence, awareness, aliveness. Let's bring the feet to the hands and hug the legs in and lengthen, looking up. Exhaling, bow all the way down over the legs, heavy head at the bottom. Let's inhale, rise and lift the arms and look up. And then just bring the arms down, exhaling. Let's take the right ankle in front of the left ankle, so the legs are crossed and hugging together. We'll interlace the fingers, press the palms forward and up and overhead. Hugging in with the legs, grounding with the feet, reaching through the arms. Take a full breath, inhaling, and then exhale. We're going to lean to the right. So press the palms over to the right. As you hug in and reach down with the legs, draw in below the navel. Take a full breath here, exhaling. And then inhale, rise up. We're actually going to keep the legs crossed, release the arms, and exhale, just fold over the legs. Just bowing down over the legs. Take a full deep breath in, full deep breath out. See if you can lift below the navel and soften the head down. Take another full exhale. Hugging the legs in, let's rise all the way up. Find some steadiness here, inhaling. And then just uncross the feet and bring the arms down, exhaling. Crossing left foot in front of right foot, interlace the fingers, inhale, pressing forward and reaching up. Exhale, leaning to the left. So drawing legs in, lifting below the navel, pressing, reaching, exhale, leaning. Take another full exhale here. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Exhale, keep the legs, release the arms, and bow forward over the legs. So this is a little bit of a balance challenge. Take a few breaths. So those balancing poses, they really offer this opportunity, right? Finding that steadiness, but not rigidity, just some clarity to reflect the present moment, to abide with aliveness. Let's take another full exhale here. Use the legs hugging in, grounding down to rise all the way up and lift the arms, maybe look up. And then arms to your sides, feet together, exhaling. Good, let's do a few rounds of sun salutations. So as you inhale, lift the arms, maybe lean back and look up. Exhale, bow forward over the legs all the way. Lengthen and look up, inhale. Exhale, step the right foot back, touch the right knee down. Squeeze the legs in, lift the arms up and overhead for Anjaneyasana. And then exhale, bring the hands down, push the left foot back into one-legged plank. Take an inhale, one-legged plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling, up dog. Exhaling, down dog. A few full deep breaths here, heavy head, light belly. Making that connection, just that stillness and that movement, that flow of aliveness. Let's take the right leg, reach up and back, inhaling. Exhale, bring the right foot between the hands, touch the left knee down. Inhale, squeeze the legs together, lift the arms, maybe look up. Exhale, bring the hands down, step the left foot forward and fold over the legs. Hugging and lengthening, looking up, inhale. Exhale, bow all the way down. Inhale, rise, lift the arms and look up. Exhale, arms to your sides. One more time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bow over the legs. Lengthening, looking up, inhale. Fingertips down, left foot back, touch the knee down, exhale. Squeeze the legs in, lift the arms overhead, maybe lean back, inhaling. Exhale, hands to the floor, lift the left knee, push the right foot back, one-legged plank. Take an inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Follow the breath, breathing in and out. Noticing when there is an inhale, when there is exhale. Gathering and focusing attention, just abiding in the present moment with one more exhalation here. Let's take that left leg, reach it up and back. Breathing in, nice big reach. Exhale, pull the left foot forward between the hands, touch the right knee down. Squeeze the legs in, lift the arms overhead, inhaling. Exhale, hands down, step the right foot forward and fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen and look up. Exhale, deep lift below the navel as you bow your head all the way down. Inhale, rise, lift the arms, maybe lean back and look up. Exhale, arms to your sides. One standard round of sun salutation A. Inhaling, lifting the arms, leaning back, looking up. Exhaling, bow forward over the legs. Inhale, lengthening, looking up, just finding that steady rhythm. Exhale, step back, maybe chaturanga or plank. Inhaling, up dog. Exhaling, down dog. Full deep breath. Breathing with sound, noticing the sound, the sensation, the movement. So the noticing is the stillness. The content really is the flow. Take another full exhalation. Let's bring the feet to the hands, lengthen and look up, inhale. Exhale, bowing over the legs. Inhale, rising, lifting the arms, looking up. Exhaling, arms down. You're going to do a few variations on sun salutation B. We'll start with Utkatasana, bend the knees, lift the arms, inhaling, full breath. Exhaling, bow forward over the legs. Inhale, lengthen and look up. Exhale, maybe chaturanga or plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward, rise into warrior one. So you come all the way up. Exhale, bend the elbows with the palms forward and lean back. So you just make this cactus with the arms and lean back. And then inhale, lift the arms, palms together, look up. Keep the legs strong. Exhale, bend the elbows, lean back here if you like. Inhale, use the legs to lift the arms, maybe palms touch. One more time, exhale, arms open, elbows bent, leaning back. Use the legs, inhale, lift the arms up. And then exhale, hands down, step to chaturanga or plank. Inhaling, up dog, and exhaling, down dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward, drop the right foot, rise all the way up. That's one full breath in. Warrior one, other side. Exhale, bend the elbows, palms forward, lean back. Again, use the legs strongly. Inhale, lift the arms, palms touch. Exhale, bend the elbows, chest opening, lean back. One more time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, sinking back, bending the elbows. Good. Let's inhale, lift the arms, reach up. Exhale, palms down, chaturanga or plank. Inhaling, up dog. Exhaling, down dog. Take a few deep breaths. If child's pose is better for you right now, take a moment to rest. Right? Just that practice of abiding, belonging, right, in the flow. Let's take another full exhalation. Feet to the hands, hugging and lengthening, looking up. Exhaling, bow over the legs. Let's bend the knees, lift the arms, inhaling, Utkatasana. Exhaling, back to Tadasana. Let's do this one more time, a slightly different variation. Bend the knees, lift the arms, inhaling, Utkatasana. Exhaling, bow forward over the legs, all the way down. Inhale, hugging and lengthening, looking up. Exhale, chaturanga or plank. So just take your time, find your rhythm. Inhale, up dog, full breath in. Exhale, down dog, full breath out. Inhale, right foot forward, drop the left foot, rise all the way up. This time another variation. Exhale, hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, reach into that back leg, lift the chest up, maybe lean back. You can stay lifted or exhale, bow on the inside of that right leg all the way down. Deep lift below navel, strong legs, heavy head, breathing. Right, so finding that steadiness that is not resisting the vibration, the movement of aliveness. Take another full exhale. Inhale, rise all the way up, lift the arms, maybe look up. Exhale, hands to the floor, step to chaturanga or plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot forward, drop the right foot, rise into warrior one. Same thing, other side. Exhale, hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers, reach into that back leg, draw up through the armpits, the collarbones, maybe lean back. As you exhale, you could stay lifted or you can bow on the inside of that left leg. Just take your time. Find your way with the breath. Breathing here. Right, sensing that even with a steady, sweet rhythm of breathing, the breath is inherently a little bit or a lot kind of wild, creative, dynamic. Take another full exhale. And then inhale, rise all the way up, let the arms reach up. Exhale, hands down, step to chaturanga or plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Full deep breath. Heavy head, light belly, breathing with sound. So I'm going to name some subtle ways you could explore the breath. And if they're not useful, just let them go. So you could imagine that location of your pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones. As you exhale, knit those points together and draw in below the navel. You might feel or imagine with an inhale, the hip creases deepening, lengthening, lifting up. With an exhale, dropping the buttocks flesh without losing that depth. You might even feel the front ribs moving in the same direction as the hip creases and broaden the upper back. Take another full exhale wherever you are. And then feet to the hands, hugging the legs in, lengthening, looking up, inhale. Exhale, bow forward over the legs. Let's come into Utkatasana. We're going to hold it. So bend the knees and lift the arms, inhaling. You can keep your arms lifted or bring your palms into your chest and sit back a little bit more, exhaling. So you choose. Right, and I was looking at this pose in David Swenson's book, and the way it's actually translated there is thunderbolt pose, which you can kind of see in the shape of it, right? Maybe feel in the energy of it. Take another full breath, inhaling. And then just stand up, bring the arms down, exhaling. So just back into standing. Let's come into standing. Just turn the palms forward. Inhale. And then exhale, just like you're bending your elbows, like you're holding a heavy tray with your hands. Elbows are bent 90 degrees. Holding a heavy tray means your biceps are engaged a little bit. And then making fists with your hands as if you're holding a TheraBand, one of those stretchy fitness bands. And then without moving your hands, you actually imagine stretching that band laterally and wrap the upper arms in and firm the shoulder blades onto the back. So we're just doing a little chaturanga standing on our feet. So shoulder blades are firming, upper arms are wrapping in, biceps are engaged. And then knit the front ribs in, turn the palms forward, fingertips up, wrists at 90 degrees. Imagine you want to pull your wrists down towards your toes without moving them and broaden the collarbones. Take another full breath here, inhale. And then just exhale, relax your arms down. Let's take an inhale and lift the arms and look up. Exhale, bow forward over the legs all the way. Inhale, lengthen and look up. Exhale, we're going to step into chaturanga and hold it. So step back. Maybe let's take an extra inhale and plank. And then as if you want to pull your elbows and toes together, broaden the collarbones, bring the chest forward and hover halfway down. Knit the front ribs in, hug the upper arms in. Take another exhale. And then inhale into up dog. Really enjoy that breath in. Exhale back into down dog. Breathing in and out, really gratitude for that breath in downward facing dog. Let's take the right leg up and back as you inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, roll the hip open. Take a full breath. See if you can find some of those slow qualities of the breath here. As you inhale, stretch that right leg up and back. And then exhale, step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Press into the left toes, broaden the chest, start to sink the hips forward. You might touch your left knee down. So we're in a wide, low lunge. Maybe you bring your forearms to the floor, both of them. Maybe you lift your left knee and sink the hips low as you ground into the right heel. Can you contact your breath here? Right, just abiding. So finding that steadiness, that stillness on the inside that's not rigid, but really, in a sense, receptive and sweet. Spacious enough to be here. Take another full exhale. Let's touch that left knee down. And then we're going to place left forearm to the floor. Lift the left knee again and step the right foot back into forearm side plank on the left side. You might inhale, reach your right arm overhead. Take another full breath, lengthening. And then exhale, come into forearm plank. So both forearms on the floor. Let's walk the feet in as you inhale for dolphin. And that's down dog on the forearms, exhale. So you can stay in dolphin. You could explore reaching one or both legs up into the air for a moment. Take an inhale. If your legs are lifted, bring them down. And then we're going to lift from dolphin into down dog. One way or another. A full breath in, full breath out. Let's do the other side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, bend the knee, roll the hip open. Pause here and breathe. So you might be feeling some of that kind of wild creative energy in the breath. Just notice if you can. Inhale, stretch the leg back. Exhale, bring the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Maybe touch the right knee down. So just give yourself a moment. You might bring your forearms to the floor. You might lift your right knee. So you're in this wide, low lunge for a couple of breaths. Let's take another full exhale, really grounding into that left heel, that right knee touching down. Bring the right forearm to the floor, kind of setting yourself up for that forearm side plank. And then inhale, lift the right knee. Exhale, step the left foot back and opening up into that forearm side plank. So left arm reaching overhead. Hugging legs, lengthening, reaching. Take another inhale. And then exhale, forearm plank. Walk the feet into dolphin, down dog on the forearms. And you can explore, again, maybe reaching one or both legs up. Maybe you prefer to rest for a moment. That's what I'm going to choose for a moment. So really be responsive. As you're able to connect, have some clarity, let it be an opportunity to respond in kind. If your legs are lifted, bring them down. And we're going to lift from dolphin eventually back into downward dog. So take your time if you're resting, coming back up. If you're up over your hands, coming back down. Let's take another full exhale. Bring the feet to the hands, hug the legs and lengthen and look up. Inhale. Exhale, bow over the legs. Let's rise, lift the arms. Inhale all the way up. And then just bring your arms down, exhaling. Excellent. Let's take our arms and reach them out. Inhale. Spin your thumbs down, your palms back, bend your elbows, and you're either going to grab your opposite elbows or bring your palms together behind your back. So either one, just fine. We're going to take the left foot, take a moderate step back. Feet are facing the front of your mat. You might choose to take your right foot a little bit to the right to give yourself a more steady base. Take a breath in, press into the feet. Lift the chest, but keep the front ribs dropping with the hip creases deepening and lengthening. And then as you exhale, start to bow over that right leg. And you might choose to bend the right knee. You might keep it straight. Just see what works and fold. Draw the elbows up, the palms together, bow the head. Come back to the breath. Okay? You can feel a little bit of that unsteadiness in the legs, just sensing into it as you breathe, receiving it. Take another exhale. And then we're going to start to come halfway up as we inhale, a little bend in that right knee. You can keep your arms where they are, or you can interlace your fingers and press your palms onto your right thigh. Let's press and lift the left leg into warrior three. So as you lift into warrior three, lift the inner thigh, press the hamstring up, wrap the outer hip down, even if the right knee is bent. And you might explore straightening it, but it's okay if you don't. Take another full exhale, take a steady gaze with your eyes. And then as you inhale, let's rise and lift the left knee and lift the arms overhead. Cross the left thigh on top of the right thigh and bend the elbows as you sit back. You can tuck your left toes behind your right ankle or leave them right where they are. Let's wrap the left arm under the right arm. Either give yourself a hug or wrap left fingertips to right palm. Sit back, press the elbows forward, lift the arms up. Take a full exhalation. You can stay right here or wrap your elbows over your knees, squeezing the legs together, squeezing the arms together, draw in below navel. One more exhale. And then releasing the arms and the legs, inhaling. And then foot down, arms down, exhaling. Back to the starting position. Let's reach the arms wide, inhale. Spin the thumbs down, palms back, bend the elbows, exhale. So again, you either grab opposite elbows or palms together behind the back. Right foot steps back this time. Broad chest, inhaling, lifting up, leaning back. Exhaling, starting to bow. So from time to time, you might really catch a glimpse of the breath, really the inherent wildness of it, the creativity of it, the uncertainty of it, even as you cultivate this steady, sweet rhythm. Take another full exhale. And then we're going to take that breath in, bending that left knee, coming halfway up, inhaling. And then releasing the hands if you wish, or keeping them where they are. I'm going to place my palms on my left thigh, fingers interlaced. Press and lift that right leg. Breathing into warrior three. Can you feel into the subtleties of it with the breath? Let the breath be both a source of clarity, stillness, but also a connection to the flow. Take another full exhale here. And then inhale, rise all the way up, lift the right knee, lift the arms. And then exhale, cross the right thigh on top of the left thigh. Sit back as you bend your elbows. Right arm under the left arm, give yourself a hug or wrap right fingertips to left palm. Squeeze the legs together, squeeze the arms together, press the elbows forward, and maybe you exhale, bow and curl. It's natural to be wobbly, shaky here. Can you abide for a moment as you breathe? Take another full exhale. And then releasing with a victorious breath in, lift the right knee, lift the arms. And then foot down and arms down. Exhaling. Let's bring the feet very close together. Inhale, lift the arms and maybe look up. Exhale, bow forward over the legs. So we're going to have a couple opportunities to try this. The first one, palms about shoulder distance apart. Feet together. Lift up onto your toes, inhaling. Exhale, bend your knees and wrap your knees to the outsides of your upper arms. Planting your hands firmly, take your gaze steady out a little bit in front of your yoga mat. Inhale here. You might choose to squeeze with your legs and pull your heels towards your sitting bones as you exhale. Keep breathing. Lift below the navel, press with the hands, squeeze with the legs. Another inhale, and then maybe exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, so that was Bakasana. Exhale, down dog. Take a full breath in downward dog. Just abiding for a moment. Let's touch the knees down. Sit the hips back for child's pose. Take a few breaths. I like to find a place to rest the forehead, either on the backs of the hands or on the earth. Just making that connection. This quality of abiding, receiving aliveness, reflecting aliveness honestly, clearly. It really creates this deep sense of belonging, integration, connection. From here, let's rise onto our hands and knees again. And then we're going to take the right thigh in front of the left thigh and move your feet apart. So you open up your shins and then just sit down in between your feet if you can. So if this doesn't quite work, you might explore taking your right leg and releasing it some so the right foot is on the floor and the left thigh is on the floor with the knee bent. Wherever you are, let's take the left arm, reach it up. Spin the pinky in, so you're turning the palm towards the back of the room, and bend the elbow like you're reaching down between your shoulder blades. Reach your right arm out to the right, inhale. Spin the thumb down and the palm back, bend the elbow, so you can maybe either grab your shirt or clasp your hands behind your back. Breathe. Noticing that there is inhale and there is exhale. If you can find or locate your pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones, knit together and lift up. Drop the front ribs towards the hip creases and broaden the back without tucking the pelvis. Take another full exhale here. Just really aligning yourself to channel aliveness with less effort, with less struggle. Take another full breath here. Let's inhale, release both arms straight out to the sides, and then exhale, bring the arms down. So I'm going to show you two ways to switch sides. The first option is a little more challenging. You roll up onto your shins with the right thigh in front of the left thigh still. Tuck the toes. I'm putting my hands on the floor, lifting my hips up with my legs crossed, and turning to the left and spinning on my feet, turning all the way around, and keep spinning, walking hands around to the left Spinning all the way back to the top of the mat, or to the, top of the mat, with the left leg on top of the right leg this time, and then bending the knees and sitting right down into the pose on the other side. Alternatively, come into tabletop and cross the left thigh on top of the right thigh, move the shins apart, and sit down. Inhale, right arm up, spin the pinky in and the palm back, bend the elbow like you're reaching between your shoulder blades. Inhale, left arm out, spin the thumb down, the palm back, bend the elbow. Maybe you grab your shirt or clasp your hands. Inhale, rising. Exhale, grounding, rooting. And then just pause and breathe. The simplest thing. Let it be an opportunity to abide with this living, breathing experience, moment to moment to moment. Let's take another exhale. Let's release the arms, inhaling, and then roll forward onto the shins, exhaling. Uncross the thighs. So left knee next to right knee, tabletop. Let's take an inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, walk the feet to the hands, bring the feet together. Exhale, palms to the floor, shoulder distance apart. Bakasana, one more time. Roll up onto the toes, inhaling the hips, lift high. Bend the knees, wrap the knees onto the outer or the upper arms. Take a steady gaze, inhale, broad chest. Exhale, you might squeeze with your legs, pull your heels to your sitting bones, draw in below the navel and lift up. Find your breath. Press into the hands, squeeze with the legs, lift the belly. Take another inhale, maybe chaturanga or plank. Exhale, inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's jump through. Sit down, legs outstretched, and roll all the way down onto our back. Let's walk the feet in. Walk the feet in comfortably close to the sitting bones. Take the feet as wide as the hips, touch the knees together and pause. Just inhale, exhale right here. Right, this is a moment, an opportunity to really surrender to the earth for a moment. Just feel that dense, supportive quality rising up to meet you. And then let's take the feet as wide as the mat, turn the toes away from each other, tip the knees to the right. So taking our open twist, left arm overhead. A couple of full deep breaths. Just opening, lengthening that left side. Another full exhale. Inhale, rise to center, switch your hands and switch your knees and breathe. Let's take another full exhale. Rise back to center, inhale, and pause, exhale. I'm going to do a few back bends. We'll do about 3 of them. I'm going to start us off with bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. You may choose to explore upward facing wheel, so I'll bring a little bit of that in as well. Let's just bring our arms to our sides, feet comfortably close to the sitting bones and in line with them. So before you lift up, right, just take a moment to still yourself on the inside. Just align yourself with aliveness in a way that you could be a little bit more spacious, even if it's just a feeling and not a change externally. Knitting together pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones, drawing in below navel. Grounding the heels, moving the pits of the knees forward. Inhale, lifting up. So you're really using the strength of your hamstrings, your glutes to help you lift up. You might choose to interlace your fingers, rock your upper arms underneath you, and lift up, using your arms, the backs of your shoulders, the back of your head gently. Come back to the breath. Just noticing the sound, the sensation, the movement. Really the inherently creative and wild quality of the breathing, even as you practice your own steady, sweet rhythm. Let's take another inhale, and then exhale, lower all the way down. Right away, we're going to lift up again, inhaling. Let's come back to Setu Bandhasana, unless you're comfortable with wheel, upward facing wheel. And use the legs, lift the hips. Breathing here, pits of the knees moving forward, armpits moving towards the back of the room, creating that space. Take another inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Last one, I'm going to talk us through Urdhva Dhanurasana, but it's fine to repeat Setu Bandhasana. So maybe palms to the floor on either side of your head, fingertips pointing towards your heels. Elbows are in line with the shoulders. Use your legs as you inhale. Ground the heels, it's the knees forward, come to the top of the head. Exhale. Reorganize the arms so the elbows are right up over the wrists. And then maybe inhale with your legs, lift up and breathe. Full breath in, full breath out. Even here, especially here, feeling that vibration of aliveness. Just holding space to witness it, to really welcome it. Take another inhale and exhale, lower all the way down. Just pause and rest for a moment. Maybe feet wide, knees together. Just feeling the breath. Sound, sensation, movement. So we're going to take a couple of minutes. There's plenty of time. So we're going to take a couple of minutes to maybe put your legs up the wall if you want something restorative, to maybe come into another type of inversion, whether it's active or passive. And if you prefer to skip inversions today, that's completely fine. You might just take another reclined twist, maybe a little bit of happy baby. And we'll regroup for a couple more reclined stretches before we completely rest. But just take a couple of minutes for this part of your practice. Okay? And this is really just part of the winding down. Yeah. Just wherever you are breathing. When you're ready to come down, you might rest on your back or in child's pose. Take your time. Whenever you find your way all the way back onto your back, there's no rush to get there. You might stretch your legs out onto the floor in front of you, and then interlace your fingers and reach your arms away from your legs, just like we did at the beginning. And then hug the right knee in and clasp the hands onto the shin. So the knee is squeezing to the armpit and the left leg is lengthening. And just stay here for just a moment. So sometimes there's this layer of rigidity or struggling or striving that gets in the way. So just take a couple of breaths. See if you can be energized. So you're lengthening that left leg, but the knee is sinking as the navel draws in. The hip crease deepens and lengthens. The sitting bone lifts to the heel. Take one more exhale. And then inhale, switch sides. So reach the right leg out to meet the left leg. Arms reach away from the legs. And then left knee coming in. So again, you clasp hands onto the shin and just start to hug the knee down. And even though you're lengthening your right leg, you're drawing in below the navel, can you deepen and lengthen that left hip crease, soften the head and shoulders. Lift the sitting bone to the heel. Take another full exhalation. And then reach the left leg out to meet the right leg, arms reach away from the legs. And then both knees in, just happy baby, knees wide, drawing knees towards armpits. Let's repeat just a couple of times that core connector we did at the beginning. So happy baby, knees coming towards armpits, feet up, reach the arms overhead, palms touching. Exhale, lift and curl. So you lift the tailbone up as you reach between the legs, draw the knees to the shoulders. And then inhale, lie down, arms reach. Exhale, curl and reach between the legs as you draw the knees down towards the shoulders, lift the tailbone up. And one more time, inhale, reaching. And exhale, curling, drawing navel down, lifting tailbone up, reaching between legs. And inhale, lie down. Exhale, touch your feet down and pause. Maybe touch the knees together, close the eyes. So we're going to transition into Shavasana, and we'll spend about 5 minutes in Shavasana at least. So take a moment, right? Sense into what would feel comfortable to rest, how you could rest for a few minutes. Whatever position that is, with some support or just as you are. And then you might close your eyes. You might close your eyes, you might exhale through the mouth. Let the back of the head be heavy. Let the sockets of the eyes be heavy. The tongue be heavy. Shavasana is this gesture of surrendering. It's a deep gesture and acknowledgement that we never really were in control. So just surrendering any attempt to control aliveness. Receiving the support of the earth rising to meet you. Receiving the nourishment of life flowing through you. Just abiding and reflecting this flow, this dynamic, creative energy of aliveness. this surrendering, this receiving, there can be a deep sense of connection and belonging that flows through, just being held in that space, letting it offer the deepest kind of nourishment. Just belonging right here in this breath, this body, this moment. To your next few breaths, you might feel some movement in your fingers and toes. Maybe reach your arms overhead. Draw your knees into your chest. Maybe roll to one side and rest there for a moment. And eventually rising and taking your seat one more time. Really any way that's comfortable for you. You might close your eyes, you might keep your eyes open or let them be open with a soft gaze. And just checking in one more time as we close together. The closing intention is some sort of sincere wish that our own practice of abiding peacefully with the flow of aliveness might in some way be of benefit. You know where I'm heading with it. Just letting your practice be of benefit in some way, your prayer for the world.